All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about exterior angles of a polygon today. So if we look here, we have an octagon, and we talked yesterday about interior angles, and then we have our exterior angle. Okay, um, so interior and exterior angles are supplementary to each other. So if we know my interior angle is 108, my exterior angle would be 72 degrees. And that goes for both ways. Um, but the really great nice rule is for any polygon, no matter how many sides it has, the sum of the exterior angles is always 360 degrees. So if I say, what's the sum of the exterior angles of a square? You'll say 360. If I say, what's the sum of the exterior angles of a dodecagon? You'll say 360. I say, what's the sum of the exterior angles of a figure that has 127 sides? You'd say 360. They all have 360 degrees for the exterior angle sum. Um, it says find each exterior angle. So here in an octagon, if we look, we have one exterior angle, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We have 8 exterior angles. So the number of exterior angles we have is always dependent on the number of sides we have. 10 sides, 10 exterior angles. 127 sides, 127 exterior angles. So we know the sum of the exterior angles is 360, and if I have 8 of them, I'm going to take 360 and divide it by 8 to find each individual exterior angle. And in this case, it's going to be 45 degrees. Okay? Then we can find the measure of the exterior angle of a dodecagon. Okay? Dodecagon has 12 sides. So we're going to do it the same way. We're just going to take 360. We're going to divide it by our 12, the number of sides we have. And we find out that to be 30 degrees. Now, remember, it's here, it says find the interior and exterior angle of a 15 gon. We know the interior formula for interior angles from yesterday, but we know the exterior angle formula today, and that's way easier. So if we do 360 and divide it by 15 and find that our exterior angle ends up being 24 degrees, well, the interior angle we can find very easily because remember that they are supplementary. So if my exterior is 24, I can just go ahead and take 180 and minus my 24 to get my interior angle. So that tells me my interior angle is 156 degrees. Now, we could use our formula from yesterday, 180 divided by, or times the number of sides minus 2, and we can divide it by the number of sides again. And this should get us the same thing. So 180 times 13, because that's 15 minus 2, divided by 15. Oh, oops, I did that wrong on my calculator. 180 times 13 and divided by 15, the number of sides. And again, we get the 156. So it works out just fine for us. You can find it either way. All right, so important formulas. These are some from yesterday, the interior angle ones, and then today we're going to talk about the exterior ones. Okay, N, remember, is the number of sides. So the sum of the interior angles is 180 times N minus 2. If we want to know each individual interior angle, we take that formula and we divide it by the number of sides we have. Then sum of exterior angles is always 360 degrees, so there's no formula for that one. But the individual exterior is we take 360 and we divide it by the number of sides that we have again. Okay, these 4 formulas are going to be the most important ones. You're going to want to have these written down somewhere. You're going to want to memorize them so that you can refer back to them. Okay, find the measure of each interior angle. First, we need to discover how many sides it has. It has 7 sides, so it's a heptagon. So I'm going to take and plug it into my formula. Okay, and it's each each individual interior angle. So I'm going to divide it by the number of sides I have. And typing that in on my calculator, I find that to be 128.57. Well, let's round it to 2 decimal places. Okay, we can find the measure of the exterior angle. We can either do 360 and divide it by 7, or remember we can take our 180 and minus our 128.57. This is going to give me the same answer regardless of which one I do. And we end up finding that my exterior is 51.43 degrees. So we have the interior and the exterior of this heptagon. Okay, so find the measure, or find all 3 angle measures in the triangle. Okay, so they don't give me any measurements, so that means I have to use my knowledge about polygons that we already have. Well, if I look, this big one is 7 sides again, so that's a heptagon, like we just looked at. Okay, we found the interior angle was 128.57. Hey, we found our exterior angle. So A is going to be, what do we have, 51.43. And B is an exterior angle for it, so that's also 51.43. And now I have a triangle, and I know that the 3 angles in a triangle need to add up to 180. So I'm going to take 180 and minus 51.43 minus 51.43, and I'm going to find my angle C. So 180 minus 51.43 minus 51.43. Oops, 180 minus 51.43. Okay, and I find C. So C equals, I have 77.14 degrees. And A was 51.43 degrees, and B was 51.43 degrees. So even though they didn't give us any measures, we can pull all that information out just because of our prior knowledge. All right, so let's look here. Find the missing angles. Okay, well, I see a couple of parallel lines because they're marked with the red arrows. So parallel lines. Okay, so I'm going to use knowledge about parallel lines. I see some triangles, 2 big triangles, a few little ones, and then I also see this 4-sided figure here. So this is a quadrilateral, and we know some things about quadrilaterals. I know all 4 angles inside is 360 degrees. Okay, so I'm going to keep those in mind while I work through this problem. Okay, let's start off. I'm going to actually start with finding angle B because I have parallel lines, and I know that between parallel lines, consecutive interior angles, so that would be this whole angle and this whole angle, are supplementary. Okay, so that means that 94 plus 56 plus B is equal to 180. So I'm going to go ahead and take 180 and minus 94 and minus 56 from it, and I'm going to find that B is equal to 30 degrees. That's using my knowledge about parallel lines. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. So 30 degrees. Now, I'm still looking at my parallel lines, and I see that I have the transversal that cuts through it, and I have alternate interior angles between A and B. So A is also 30 degrees. Now, I'm going to look over here, and I have a triangle, and I know 2 out of the 3 angles, so I can find angle C by taking 180 and minus 44 and minusing 30, and I find B to be 106 degrees. Or not B, C. C is 106 degrees. Okay, so then that just brings us to D. Let's see here. I can use some knowledge about supplementary angles and find this angle over here, and then that brings me closer to finding D. So C, angle C plus that other angle is 180. So that means my other angle then is going to be 74 degrees. Now, looking at my quadrilateral, I know 3 out of my 4 angles, and I know quadrilaterals. We did this on notes is 360 degrees for their sum of their interior angles. So if I go ahead and take 360 and I minus out my 56 and my 94 and my 74, what I'm left with is going to be D. So calculating that out on my calculator, 360 minus 56 minus 94 minus 74, we end up with 136 degrees. So this is just taking some knowledge about parallel lines, about triangles, and about quadrilaterals. All right, there you guys go, and we'll see you the next day.